What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I haven't made any content in a while, so I just wanted to get back in here, get you guys some new videos, and answer some questions that I've been getting a lot from you guys. So one of the biggest questions I always get, and I seem to always be getting, is who do I actually target? Who am I showing these products to? So people might be able to find the products and they know like how to set up the store and all that, but then when it gets to actually targeting people and showing their product to audiences, they kind of get lost and they're like, oh, I don't know who to target. What audiences is like best to target to? What's your strategy when actually setting up your ads? So I'm gonna go through basically my Facebook ad targeting strategy and show you guys basically what I do. So the first thing I want to get into is to tell you guys that broad targeting is key. Now, people always ask me, should I target broad or narrow? And the answer here that I have is for you guys is to always target broad. And I don't mean always. And you'll see what the actual metrics are when I mean broad and not broad and really narrow. But broad targeting, that's what I pretty much stick to. That's the secret sauce to my ads. So why do we use broad targeting? So the bigger the better the audience. This means that we can actually go ahead and scale into these audiences. Instead of, let's say we have a product for dogs and we target a very specific breed of dogs. That means there's only so many people in the actual audience that we're going to be able to actually scale into and show the product to. So the bigger the audience, the more we can actually scale and not exhaust the audience. So if instead of targeting an audience of 20,000 people, we can go ahead and target an audience of 20 million or 200 million or whatever it is, and that gives us a lot more room and a lot more people to show our product to, and thus make more sales because we're getting our product to more people, and more people are seeing it, more people are going to buy it. Instead of targeting little audiences where after we start spending more and start scaling, the audience is just going to get burnt out. We're going to run through it, and there's not going to be any more people to target. So that's not what we want. So Facebook actually goes ahead and actually learns and optimizes for you. So you don't need to worry about targeting like too big of an audience or whatever the case may be. Facebook is actually like a learning machine, so they're going to go ahead and look for these huge audiences of millions of people and find the best groups of people out of them to show your product show your ad to. So Facebook is going to learn and optimize you, so don't worry about targeting too broad. And I'm going to get into what I actually mean when I say like how big the broad is. So what is, like I said, what is the ideal audience size? Now you guys are like, okay, let's target broad, but what's the ideal number? What millions? Am I supposed to target 200,000, or is that big, or a million, or whatever it is? But again, like I said before, the bigger the better. So at the end of the day, there isn't, like I said, as Facebook recommends something for when you're first starting out, your brand new ad account, but after that, there isn't really a set audience size that we're actually going ahead and testing. We want to, at the end of the day, it always comes down to testing. So go ahead and test like different audience size, but Facebook, they recommend anywhere between 800 and 10 million people for a brand new pixel. So if you have a brand new pixel, brand new store, then the ideal or recommended size is actually 800,000 to 10 million by Facebook. So like I said, there's not an ideal audience size. I usually never go for anything under 500K when I'm actually launching products and testing stuff. But like I said, Facebook recommends that. And after, let's say you have some new products, or you have a brand new pixel and you start getting some sales, you start getting some data, then I would say like go ahead and target more than even 10 million. Sometimes I even do no interest, and it's like I'm targeting hundreds of millions of people, like 500, 600 million people. So I wouldn't say there's like a limit to an audience size. I would just say, again, at the end of the day, it comes down to testing the actual audience and seeing if it's going to work or not. So, like I said, our strategy is basically to come up with a couple angles of targeting. So niches related to the product, related brands, whatever it is. But we want to come up with different angles for the actual product to target, and then use broad interest. I said we're always going to use broad interests and type them into the Facebook targeting section, and it's going to show us more suggestions, and that way we can get different ideas and use 3 to 5 different angles to create 5 to 20 different ad sets. So we're going to be making 5 to 20 different ad sets with different angles of the audiences. So I'll show you guys what I mean here in a second. So here's some different types of broad targeting. So we can go ahead and target interest-based targeting. So these are just some kind of ideas. This isn't, there's not only 3 types of targeting, so there's going to be different ones, of course, but I just wanted to show you guys some examples. So obviously the first one here, interest-based targeting, smartphones, woodworking, gardening, this is pretty self-explanatory. They're all interests, things that people would be into. For example, people like smartphones, people like different things. Let's say they like sports, like soccer, whatever it is. These are all interest-based, so this is a kind of angle we can use. And then the second one is object-based targeting. So different objects, like for example, phones, iPhone, axe, tool, galaxies, pencils, toys. These are all different objects, so that's a different type of angle. Another one is brand-based, so like different brands like YouTube, Snapchat, Spotify, whatever it is, Taco Bell, there's a gas station down there, Shell. So these are all just different types of targeting, different angles we can use. And obviously there's hundreds of more angles, but these are just 3 major ones that I came up with. So here I give you guys a little bit of an example. So I set up a product, and then I give you guys some example targeting. So that way, if you guys have never seen, like if you guys have never even launched an ad, these are just kind of some interest that there would be in there. So for example, neck, spinal cord, joint, these are all very broad. So you guys can get an idea of what I'm saying and the different types of angles, and just what I mean when I showed you guys the actual strategy, but I want to give you guys some examples so you guys can actually like put it together and see what I mean, and give you guys actual examples of what I do. So, and these are all real interests, so you guys can put these in the Facebook and they'll be there. So, and I'll actually go into Facebook right now and show you guys more examples. So here I have a mini projector. This one was a back brace. So obviously it has to do with your back. So I just typed different things related to that, and it's honestly it's pretty common sense. You just have to put in things related to it, and then I'll show you guys here what I mean. Within your actual ads manager, you can see different like targeting options. So let's say we put in, like for the example I used there, put a neck, and hit the suggestions button like I showed you guys here. We use the suggestions tool to help find other interests. So it really doesn't have to be that hard. You guys don't have to come up with like crazy interests. Like, it's really simple. They're very, very broad interests, so they're easy to find and to come up with. Like for example, the back brace, obviously think your back, think neck, think like, it's really, really common sense. So we would put neck in here, and then there's some more come up. So shoulder, knee, lumbar, that's like your lumbar core, I don't know, your spine, something to do with your spine. Vertebrae, that's what I meant, lumbar, vertebrae, hip. So these are all kind of some of the ones I included in the targeting here. You guys can see joint, lumbar, old age, self-care. And so these are like this will be kind of like an object type angle, or like thing is your neck, and then this would be kind of like a demographic type angle of people old age. And then this one would be like obviously another object, your joint. So here's another example, a smart notebook. So I have some examples of the targeting here, and it's the same kind of idea, guys. Drawing, sketch drawing, creativity, artist, visual. So you can come up with different, even more angles. Say, for example, some brands. So you could look for different brands related to drawing, objects. We already have some objects here and some interests. So you just come up with a lot of different types of angles and put more interest, and they're all broad. Excuse me, I'm burping. So I'll put like this interest, for example. Drawing. So you can see 200 million. So that's what I mean, guys. It's like, it's really simple. So 200 million. Drawing. My homie Cole's calling me. Shout out Cole. I'll call him back. But drawing. So then I'll just hit the suggestions tool, like, and here you go. Like, it's super common sense, guys. You don't have to overcomplicate this process. We're literally just looking at the product, thinking of things related to it. For example, like, look at this camera. Think different brands, Canon, Nikon, and then think objects like camera. Then you could think video camera, lens. So we're just thinking of different things related to the product that are very broad. We're literally just trying to put ourselves in the customer's shoes. So let's say someone who owns a camera, what would they be interested in? So that's how kind of we're thinking. It's very simple. If somebody likes a notebook, who's gonna like a drawing notebook? People into drawing, so we put drawings. Like, people seem to overcomplicate this a lot, but it's really, really fucking simple. So here's some more: visual arts, painting, creativity. So you can try all these. Look, these are all very broad. 300 million. And like I said, at first with the brand new Pixel, you might want to try these a little smaller. just because it's like less data you're giving Facebook, since you have less data, like they don't really know as how to find the ideal audience for you. So when you're first starting off, maybe make the, like they said, they literally recommend 800,000 to 10 million people. So when you're first starting off, maybe stick to that. But once you start getting some sales and some data starts coming into your pixel, then you can go ahead and target these like really huge ones. And I always target these big ones, just because it's like hundreds of millions of people to reach. Like, you're not limiting yourself to like 20,000, 100,000 people, because those audiences go through fast. Let's say you're spending like $1,000 a day on an interest, you're gonna burn through the people. Here it's gonna tell you how many people you're gonna reach daily. So let's say you have like $1,000 a day in manual bid interest or whatever it is. You're gonna be reaching 100, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people a day. So hundreds of thousands a day. I don't know how long it's gonna take you to burn through an audience of 100,000. It'll take you a day. So that's what I mean. You guys want to have big audiences to actually be able to scale into. So let me just show you the next example. Mini projector, same thing. I just thought of who would be into projectors. Netflix, people who like movies, people who like entertainment media. Netflix, I don't know, I just thought of that. And then here's some more interest. So we could try YouTube, Hulu, Instagram. So it's like super simple. Projectors, obviously people would be in projectors. So this is very simple, guys. You don't need to overcomplicate this. That's literally what I do every day within my actual ads. So this is my exact strategy. This is literally the strategy we use to make $1 million in 75 days. So go ahead and try that and see if that works out for you. I hope you guys like the content and the value. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm just too lit for white wine.